My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we're doing a ghosted or no communication, no contact reading. I haven't done one of these for you guys in a while, so I thought for those persons who are not in contact with their person, although at the moment the energy is that many of you are, this would be that reading for you. For those of you who have been asking about my dad, he's getting along well. It's a slow process. Some days he's good, some days not so good. So if you're able to continue, sending your healing light and energy, that will be lovely. But it's a very humbling and very intimate experience to take care, of your loved one. Okay. Anyway, so let us get into your reading. So we're going to get a significator for your person. This is the energy that they are embodying at this time. Let's see who we're tapping into. Who are we tapping into right now? Underneath the deck, the Thief. And we've encountered this card before. And what the thief does, the thief does not have any kind of sustenance or psychic energy or emotional energy of their own. They don't have their own cup of love. So what they do is go around taking from others and try to fill themselves up, okay? So this is the quintessential energy vampire. They may try to fill themselves up with money, the material world, but they really thrive off of other people's psychic energy. All right, so let's see who we're dealing with here. This is the archetypes and shadows deck by Chuck Spezzano. The Invalid. Well, this is my card of codependence, right? Because it's a crutch, right? It's a crutch. All right, so this person's codependent. Some of them may be ill right now, as in physically ill, maybe mentally. So I see this person, how they're squinting their eyes, the eyes looking a bit listless. So maybe emotionally, mentally so as well. Okay, but let's not feeling their best. I think they're trying to hide it from other people because I'm seeing this cloak here. But right now, this person is in a lot of darkness. The sun is at this person's back. They've turned their back away. They've turned away from the light or their happiness, which could have been you. And now they're like physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually drained. We have the Invalid. So let's pull a couple cards and then let's see what is the message that Spirit wants to bring forth there. But that is definitely someone that is codependent as well. So let's see. Yeah, Six of Swords in reverse. They are in pain. They are hurt. Let's see what's going on here. Let's pull about 3 to 4 cards on that. We have the Seven of Wands. So they're really kind of closed off and defensive right now because it looks like they've had some kind of tower moment in their life. Aries and Scorpio coming through, and that energy is about total devastation and destruction. The total breakdown of what was, in order for something to rise out of the ashes. Yeah, they're learning about self-love and moving after their happiness with a soulmate. So it looks like this Invalid energy is someone who's been wounded. And they are wounded because there's been some massive tower moment, whatever this tower moment represents. Or maybe there will be. But I think this is the current energy. There's been some massive tower moment. I think they might be spending a lot of time alone, but they are missing you. Okay, they're missing you. They're recognizing you as a soulmate energy. And they've only done that after this big. It could be a tower moment between you guys or a tower moment in their life. Either way, feeling kind of foolish right now. But this is them about to embark on a completely new journey. All right? So if you're not in contact with your person, know that they're going through it right now. They're a little wounded by what has happened. But this was to free them from some kind of codependent situation that they had going on. It could be their own addictions and whatever have you. Okay, but this is them about to embark on a new journey. Okay. Let me look at... I'm just going to take a couple cards. It's my emotional intelligence deck. I'm just going to pull a couple cards and see their general emotional well-being. Let's see what's happening here. General emotional well-being. We have inner child. So whatever has happened has triggered their inner child woundings and their sense of their different insecurities. Okay, they might be feeling numb at this point in time, but this has made them receptive to spirit and maybe even open to your connection. I'll pull a couple cards on it. They're feeling vulnerable. That's what and as soon as I said that, helpless comes out. But I'm getting really vulnerable. That open card told me about vulnerability, which is not something I usually get with that open card. I always think that open card is about being receptive. But what I'm feeling is like vulnerable. All right, so let's see this inner child. Yeah, you see, they were holding on to a comfort zone then, but they freed themselves from it. Or rather, spirit brought some kind of tower down. And they are embarking on a whole different journey. Trying to lay a new foundation for themselves, because the foundation from their childhood was no foundation at all. Okay, even though they were holding on to that. So they're open. Their 2021 has not been going amazing. Okay. They feel kind of powerless right now, because it looks like it's just been a tragedy after the other. And it's because they wouldn't listen to their intuition. Their intuition was telling them to move on from some addiction, some kind of toxic situation, but they kept holding on to it. So spirit had to bring the tower down here. Okay, yeah, it's a karmic cycle that they were holding on to. But right now they are, looks like they're alone. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, and it also looks like they want to talk. So they're also kind of open to this relationship. But right now, I'm getting a lot of heartache, a lot of grief, a lot of pain, a lot of regret for the past. And it might even be making them like physically ill. They feel very helpless at this time. Their masculinity has been really bruised. But this is spirit stepping in to really temper them and bring them back into alignment as the King of Cups. That's about emotional integrity, because it looks like this person in the past sold out how they were feeling and this connection for some sort of distorted feminine, manipulative, codependent, and clingy. Okay. All right. So let us look at why did they do it. Let's just ask the question: why did they ghost you? Why did they go MIA? Why they cut contact? Why have you not been hearing from them? Let's find out why did they do it? Why did they ghost you? Ghost, block, whatever it is. Why did they ghost you? Underneath the deck, we have a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So it's not to say that they didn't admire you. It's not to say they didn't have feelings for you, because this is someone who has put you on a pedestal. So it has nothing to do with that. So let's see what it has to do with. Why they do it. We have the Ten of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. We have the Queen of Swords. Libra energy. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And we had the Knight of Wands in reverse. They didn't follow their heart. Basically, they sold out this connection. That's what it was. They sold out this connection. Okay? Knight of Wands in reverse. They weren't listening to their heart. They weren't following their passions. They felt like they had some kind of responsibility, some kind of obligation, some kind of burden elsewhere. And it looks like they kind of cut you out of their life, because the bullshit that they were spinning, It had nowhere else to go. They had spun so much bullshit. Okay, they didn't have nowhere else to go, and you were seeing through their lies, their nonsense, their seeky behavior. Okay, you may have even spoken your truth. You may have even drawn a boundary, and they're like, okay, well, there's nowhere else to go here. I can't fool this person any longer. I can't wear this mask any longer. Okay, I don't have any more stories to spin. Okay, and I'm also trapped in some other situation that I don't think I can move out of. For some of them, they were trapped in their own fears. They were trapped in their own childhood baggage. Okay, and they just couldn't see how you and them could work, because they weren't about to open up to you, and you weren't about to accept less than you deserve any longer. So there was this vibrational misalignment, and you guys parted ways, basically. That's basically what happened. There was no other further stories they could spin. There were no more excuses. There were no more lies. They used it all up. Okay, I think they even started having little feelings for you. Okay, started to recognize the truth of who you are with this Queen of Swords energy. Started to feel burdened with their feelings. Okay, and they had nowhere else to go. There was no other maneuvering that they could do in this relationship to keep you in their life and to still keep themselves at a distance from you. You just kept getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and they went into that bullshit. They didn't want to be open. They didn't want to be vulnerable. They didn't want to be in any kind of love connection. So even if they're with someone else now, it's not because they love this person. It's because it's practical and they can feel safe in that particular comfort zone. What was their headspace regarding you at the time? Let's find out. So what were they thinking? Well, apparently they were thinking lots of things. Okay, but what were they thinking? Headspace energy. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, they saw you like marriage material, commitment material. You are someone that deserves something solid. Okay, I think this person came into this not really taking this relationship or this connection too seriously, honestly. And it's because of their own baggage from the past, okay, with that 10 of Wands. That's my childhood baggage card. That's my responsibility and obligations card. So all that was running, okay. But they recognize, hey, this is wifey or husband material, you know what I'm saying? They had that clarity. Two of Swords in reverse. They knew this is someone that you don't mess around with. This is someone that you settle down with. Okay, this is someone that you give a solid offer to. You don't play games with this person. So they came to that point where, oh my God, what have I been doing? This is someone actually solid. Okay, 5 of Wands in reverse. Okay, they didn't see anybody else that could compare to you. So all these feelings, started cropping up on them. Okay, they started feeling closed in. And they didn't want to feel like that. This is someone who enjoys their freedom. With this three of Cups here. So as much as you made them happy, as much as they saw that you're solid. This is solid foundation that I could build like a legacy on. I know that this is the one. This person was still out there in the streets, still wanted to have a good time. Some of them, they were abusing substances. There was some kind of alcoholism going on. They want to party. They want to enjoy other energies. They just weren't ready to settle down. And even though they may have chosen someone else, they chose that someone else because they thought that person would have enabled their behavior. And you were not enabling their behavior with this Queen of Swords energy. She don't enable nobody. You don't come around her with bullshit. So they chose a person that would enable their behavior. And they called that unconditional love. But this person didn't know what love was because they didn't even love themselves. And I don't know, just suddenly like Derek Jackson and his wife is just like popping in my head right now. It's popping in my head right now. We keep calling it unconditional love, but what it really is, it is codependency. It's codependency. And we can try all kind of different religious excuses to bolster our argument, but basically it's codependency and enabling. Okay? Enabling. And everybody acting out of their wounding. It is not unconditional love. Because unconditional love, to have unconditional love, you must have unconditional love for yourself. And I read it, she had some kind of Instagram post. And you can see that this is someone that really needs therapy for everything that she went through. You can see that she has low self-concept and low self-image. And, he preys upon that. And then it's kind of all wrapped up in her religious beliefs and, what the religious programming, it really is a hot mess. So that's what I see. If your person's with someone else, it's because that person is an enabler. That person has lax boundaries and they're able to do whatever they can still run these streets. That's what they thought anyway. That's what they thought. They could still run these streets with somebody else. Okay? That other person will accept all their bullshit. So they thought. What were they feeling regarding your situation at that point in time? Oh, let me go into this deck. What were they feeling? So that's their headspace there. Knowing that you were the one but still want to be in the streets, They were feeling guilty because they knew that they weren't giving you what you deserved. And they knew what you deserved. They were feeling guilty. For some of you, they may have been open about what they were doing, but I think a lot of you didn't know the extent of the things that they were doing. They were feeling guilty. They just couldn't show up for you like how you were showing up for them. They were fearful, avoidant. You see, this person's afraid of intimacy, afraid of commitment, but at the same time, they were really getting reeled in by that kind of love that you were showing them. It's something they didn't have as a child. They just felt magnetized towards you, but at the same time repelled because they did not want to have that kind of intimate connection with somebody else. And fearful avoidance, they always come with that kind of hot and cold energy because one moment their fears are more than their emotions, so they run away. And then the next moment their emotions are more than their fears, and then they come back in. We have angry. Well, we're going to see what they were angry about, innit? And then we have painful. Yeah, so it is someone in pain. And you know what people in pain do? When they're unaware, they share it around. That's what they do. So let's see this guilty. Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, they felt guilty that they could not offer you the commitment that you deserved. And they did like you. They had emotions for you, but they didn't feel good enough. They did not feel good enough. And that's why they may have chosen some kind of karmic energy. Whether it's an addiction, a job, or another partner. That's why they chose that other partner, because they felt like, okay, well, that person is on their level. And they didn't have to do anything different. They didn't have to change. They didn't have to walk away from their addictions. They could have played the field. That's what they thought. Yeah, they didn't want any kind of intimacy. Okay? Page of Pentacles. And that's why they didn't invest in this relationship. They felt like they had nothing to give. One moment they felt like they shouldn't invest. The next moment they felt like, throw it all in. Right? With the Knight of Pentacles. Because he's really dependable. Right? But they had abandonment issues, and they were afraid at some point you would intimate them and you would be repulsed and you would move on. Now they also felt angry. What's this angry? 5 of Wands. There was a lot of drama that was happening in their life behind the scenes. Okay, maybe with other people. Okay. They may have also thought that there was competition here. Okay. Yep. And that you had walked away and moved on from this relationship. Or they could have felt like it was competition. And in some kind of jealous rage or some kind of fit, they just kind of walked away. Because they didn't think that they could compete. But it hurt them. Because they already knew that you were the 9 of Cups. It hurt them. So it really hurt them to walk away. They felt very foolish, but they felt like it was the only move that they can make at that point in time. So let's have a look at what's happening in their life right now. For this, I'm going to use the Sabila. And then I'm going to go into the extended and see how they're feeling about you now. Get some messages from them. How they see you guys a year from now. That kind of thing. Let's see what's happening in their life right now. So they walked away from you because they felt like they just couldn't compete. They couldn't level up. Whoever they chose, they thought that they could have their cake and eat it too, run the streets, and be in a committed relationship where they felt safe. All right, so we have the doctor coming in again. So this person, there's definitely some kind of illness that's going on. It may be even mental illness here. Okay, but there's definitely some kind of, your person's not feeling well at all. Let's see what's happening in their life. Now, there could be someone in their family that's ill that they are taking care of. Okay, so we have prison. So they feel trapped. Some of them could be in jail. Okay. We have despair. Okay, so this is a pretty triggering card. So a lot of depression, maybe suicidal ideation. Hopefully not attempts. Okay, but they're feeling really low at this time. We have a child. So there could be a child in the mix, or it could be that same inner child wounds that we are that popped up for them. And I'm getting, again, vulnerable from that card, quite frankly. And then we have messenger. Okay, so it looks like they want to send you some kind of message, or they have received some kind of news. So let's pull some cards on these. But clearly, they're not doing very well at all, okay, in your absence. All right, they feel trapped. Let's see this prison card. Some of them may actually be in jail. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they're in some kind. They're trapped in some kind of circumstance that they no longer want. It's a lot of fights, a lot of quarreling here. But they're realizing now that they sabotaged themselves and this connection by not making the effort. They weren't doing shit. Okay, instead, they went towards some kind of Queen of Swords reverse energy. I remember in my readings, all reverse court cards are karmic energies. So this is the verbally abusive karmic, okay? So this is someone who's abusing their power, King of Wands in reverse, okay? There's someone who has anger issues, okay? And they are bored. They no longer want this relationship, but they feel like they have to stay here because they feel safe somehow. They know that this person's not going to leave them. And your person has deep abandonment wounds. But they are depressed. They're not happy. They're not happy where they're at. Okay. Whoever they're with is coming up as a Queen of Cups reverse, which is the emotionally abusive karmic. Okay, so your person's trapped in an abusive situation here. And they're not happy. Sun reverse. Okay. And the Sun reverse is not just my unhappiness card. It's also my overt narcissist card. So they are with someone who is just like that. Okay, that's making their life a living hell. But this is karma, spirits letting you know. This is part of some kind of karmic lesson for your person, this temperance. This is spirits doing. This is to bring your person back into balance. Now we have a child that is coming through. Let's see what that's about. Six of Swords. So some of them, okay, it is their wounded inner child that's coming through, that's keeping them there. But for others, they feel like they can't move on because there is a child here. Yeah. Six of Wands reverse. They feel like they just can't leave. They got to stay with this third party. Yeah. Even though they know the truth about everything. For some of them, it's a wounded inner child. Your person has deep self-esteem issues that go right back to childhood. Okay, and they may have been drowned in these issues and traumas in some kind of substances, because Three of Cups can talk about numbing out, and they're seeing the truth of that. They're seeing why they do the things that they do, and they're realizing it's an abandonment wound. because Five of Pentacles in reverse is my abandonment issue card. Now we have a messenger here, so let me see what that's about. Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it looks like they received some news recently that really hurt them. But this is spirits doing. This is spirits shaking them up and creating some kind of shift in their life. Let's see what this, yeah. For some of them, it's about a serious financial loss. And for others, it's about a deep betrayal perpetrated on them by the third party. Yeah, it looks like the third party may have had someone else. Some kind of competition here. Okay, so if this feels like what you've already been feeling in your psyche, join me in the extender. What we're going to do there, we're going to look at how they're seeing you now. What's their emotions or heart space energy regarding you now? What are their intentions towards you? How do they see you guys by next year? What do they see happening between you guys? Messages from their 3D self, messages from their 5D self, and then we're going to get Spirit's advice regarding this connection. And I'll use the Moonology deck because at the time of recording, we're going to have that full moon in Libra, which is all about bringing balance back to our intimate partnerships, okay? All right, my loves. Thank you so much for tuning in. Grateful for your likes, shares, subscribes. They all help the channel grow. And if you're able to go a step further and interact with any of the ads that may have played during this reading, that's beautiful energy exchange for me and any reader that you might enjoy. It keeps us independent and on you too. Okay. All right, my loves. Take care. Bye.